So here we go around the island and setting up for jump number 2, Riley Dalton from Houston, Texas, aeronautical engineer.
All right, yes, indeed. Jump number 1, 138 feet. Jump number 2, forthcoming. Let's see what she's got. Her best jump from yesterday is a 145, so she's definitely got that potential to jump further here at the Malibu Open, powered by the Malibu Response TXI.
So here we go, setting up for jump 2, Riley Dalton.
Just set herself up well. Oh, nice. Nice, good speed. Lost a little bit on the ramp, though, I would say.
I'm going to guess that is a little longer jump, but that's just a guess, Tony.
Yep, we'll see if that guesstimate will yield the correct distance.
It looked like she had more speed at the bottom there, maybe a slight bit later cut. Riley, like Tony said, a little bit lost on the jump, maybe a little upper body crush, a little stretched out. If she could keep her, no, it wasn't as far, 124, so once again, I have been fooled. As Tony said yesterday, blow me over with a feather.
All right, 124 on jump number 2, 124.
So one jump to go for Riley to try to up that 138. She did jump 145 yesterday, so has the ability to go further.
All right, so for our friends outside the United States, that is 37.7 meters on jump number 2. Her best jump up to this point in this round is 44.2. Her best jump from yesterday from the metric is 44.2. So she's got a little bit of catching up to do to at least live up to the potential that she showed yesterday. Riley Dalton.
I think if she can get her chest a little stronger into the ramp, a little taller, maybe not have the upper body crush, she'll get the distance she wants. Let's see what she makes that correction.
All right, let's see what she has. Up wide on that Malibu Response TXI Turbo, driving on home. Nice. Throws everything into that one. We'll see what the distance comes. Yeah, taking in a lot more speed off the turn.
A little bit later there, she was on the bottom right-hand corner. So that's a great angle to watch to see the jumpers come on the jump from. They've got a camera right on the top left-hand side of the jump. It doesn't affect the jumpers. It's out of the way from that, but it does give the viewer and the TV audience, I guess, or the webcast audience, a very, very good look at it.
All right, yes, it's 41.3 or 136, actually 135 feet. 135 feet or 41.3, so her best jump is a 138 or 42.1, so her best jump was actually in the first round. All right, next competitor up in this women's pro jump final, it is going to be Taran Grant.
Moving to Canada, Taran Grant representing Canada here at the Malibu Open.
Yes, and is a graduate student at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Raging Cajuns.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he used to ski on their team in national championships and
the reigning national champion.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
reigning
collegiate national champion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They'll get to hold that title for 2 years.
Yeah, given the suspension of collegiate sports, including water skiing, for the foreseeable future, with this whole pandemic mess. But Taran Grant, we will see what she can do with the opening jump.
So Taran coming out behind the Malibu Response as we get a look at the ducks that have been all about all morning. Caused one re-ride this morning, the ducks did. And you get a 15% off on all items at Masterline. Text the word, the code, promo code Malibu 092020.
Yep, if you head on over to Masterline USA, use that code, and you get 15% off.
So here we go, doing the double weight cut, pulling out on the 600. Taran Grant from Canada, student at the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
Driving it in. Oh, nice. Ski spread out there off the top of the jump. That's something that she's quite accustomed to doing. She jumped 158 feet yesterday, or 48.1 meters. We'll see what kind of distance she throws down today. Extremely consistent competitor, very, very dependable. That's why she is a stalwart on the Canadian elite water ski team.
You can really see the wind get under her skis on this. The gust of the wind moving her skis around in the air a little bit. And like I say, this is an advantage if the skiers can get up on top of it. And it looked like Riley did use it a little bit.
All right, we're going to get the distance coming through any moment now. It is a lead distance. It is a 163 feet. It's 49.6 meters. 49.6 meters.
It looks like that out-jumps her distance from yesterday, which was a 158 or a 48.1 meter. So that's a good step for Taran Grant. Here at the 2020 Malibu Open, powered by Malibu, the Response TXI. As Riley Dalton sets herself up for jump number 2. We'll see what kind of adjustments she makes. I can't see the coaching she's getting from the shore from our vantage point, but here we go, Riley Dalton. Taran Grant.
Taran Grant there on the second jump. I kind of suspect that's going to be there and thereabouts for her. Taran Grant, who's already slalomed earlier on today. In this event, she was in the semi-final of the women's pro slalom. So a threat on multiple levels in terms of well-balanced overall skiing. Taran Grant.
So it looks like she's keeping the handle nice, turning into a good tight line. Getting a nice start. Loading the right ski very nicely. Not late, up the middle of the jump. Pretty nice jump. Really getting stretched off the top over the skis, which is what you want.
Good looking pole off the top.
I'm going to think that might be a little better jump. We'll see. I've been wrong, and it is 164, 164 feet. Tony has the meters on that. Uh-oh, this is not good. We have wind blowing. So Tony's computer blows off into the floor. Hopefully it is okay. As Taran Grant jumps a 164 on jump 2, taking it up another foot. Here we go. Taran Grant coming in for jump number 3. She's got a 164 on the scorebooks. Let's see what she can put together. Another nice jump. Maybe a little more upper body crush on that one. I don't think it's going to be quite as good, but it's going to be right in that same range. Let's watch as we see the replay here. Really getting a nice counter cut. Tall on her skis. Staying out there a long time and pretty nicely on her toes. Forward out of the turn, moving pretty good. So loading into the jump, let's see here. Yeah, maybe a little upper body crush there. It's hard to tell from the lipstick cam there on the corner of the jump. We'll see what the distance is as it comes up on the screen in a minute. 2020 Malibu Open. Taran is the second skier off the dock in a group of 5. As Tony's regrouping his computer over there. Is it okay, Tony?
Yeah.
Looks like it's okay. So our next skier coming off the dock down the lake from Little Rock, Arkansas, Brittany Greenwood, representing the United States of America. And Taran Grant's final jump was 162, so her best will be 164. Nice job for Taran up in her distance from yesterday. Brittany Greenwood, former University of Louisiana Monroe graduate, student.
Lafayette.
Excuse me, University of Louisiana Lafayette. Residing in Little Rock, Arkansas now, her home. So the mark to beat, 164. And Brittany Greenwood went 160 feet yesterday, or 48.8 meters. And the wind is picking up pretty good here. It's gusting, which is a little bit of a challenge for the jumper setting up. You get out where you think you should be wide on the boat, and the wind blows you to a stop. And you go a little earlier than you think.
Here we go, Brittany Greenwood, jump one.
Oh, very nice opening jump for Brittany Greenwood.
So, good effort there for Brittany Greenwood on jump number one. The wind is certainly playing a significant part in this event.
With the jumper and with your computer.
So far. Hopefully the former rather than the latter will continue.
So Brittany out wide as we watch the replay. Very nice turn, setting into her pull. Very good. Balanced over the middle of the skis. Landed on the right ski off the wake. Getting a nice lift. Maybe a little loaded on the left ski into the bottom, but very, very nice off the top of the jump. It is easy to critique jumps when you can see them in slow motion. That was a nice jump. And there's a 158 for Brittany. 158-foot opening jump with 2 more to go from Little Rock, Arkansas.
So 158 on the opener, 158 feet on the opening jump. Now Brittany Greenwood, that's actually 2 feet shy compared to her distance that she produced yesterday. So getting within a couple of ruler lengths of where she was.
So we'll see what adjustments Brittany makes on this jump to see if she can tack on. She's got some work to do to get up to that 164 range, but she can do it.
Oh, and
deciding to go around that one, Tony.
Yep, not in the best of shape, and wanting to pass up on that one.
So if you're just tuning in here at the Malibu Open 2020 on the Water Ski Broadcasting Channel, we're in the middle of the final round of women's jump, and the wind is gusting up, making it a little tricky for the skiers to get their spot. I think that happened to Brittany. I think she brought it down and then might have been a little too late. We'll watch as we see her approach here and see where we think she is at the ramp. Yeah, I believe she was looking at a fair amount of corner of the jump, and you really want to be looking up the middle of it. So one more for Brittany Greenwood from Little Rock, Arkansas. So 158 puts her in second place right now behind Taran Grant with a 164 or a 48.1 meter. Or excuse me, got that meter wrong on that.
So 158, 48.2 meters on jump number one, a pass on jump number two.
So it's down to this for Brittany Greenwood, down to a one-jump tournament, Malibu Open 2020. Brittany from Little Rock, Arkansas. She's been in here before. Seasoned competitor.
All right, so best jump that we've seen so far is a 164, I believe, from Taran Grant.
Here we go, jump 3, Brittany Greenwood.
Jump number 3. Oh, a good, decent bit of lift there, but a little bit of gust of wind that came in around about the same time.
Yeah, you could see it bring her skis up in the air. I don't think that she had the setup at the bottom. As we watch the replay here, when she goes into the bottom of the ramp, it looks like she's kind of on her left ski a bit. Really trying to drive into the bottom. You watch right here, now she kind of leans over. So 158 will be her best, I believe. We'll wait on the distance to come across the screen. I don't think that was better than 158.
Yep, lost a bit of distance on that last one. It was indeed a 145, so 158 ends up being a best distance. So, with 2 competitors remaining, Taran Grant has at least secured herself a 3rd place finish in the Pro Women's Jump competition. And the first of those last 2 competitors is Alexandra Danyashkaya.
All right. From Belarus.
Yep. Originally out of Novopolsk. And originally trained there as many of the Belarusian skiers have at the Genova facility. And here is our current meteorological readings. Air temperature 75 degrees. I think it maybe slightly hotter than that.
It feels hotter than that.
Yeah, it certainly feels hotter than that. I can tell you that. It's water temperature 84, wind 11 miles an hour and gusting.
I believe it's probably a little stronger than that even normally, but it is gusting up from time to time, which wreaks havoc on a jumper setup.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better than a tailwind.
Certainly. All right, then. One jumper remains after Alexandra Danyashkaya, and that is Regina Jaquist. Alexandra Danyashkaya jumped 50.8 meters or 167 feet in the round previous to this. Let's see what she could do with this turn and this push. Oh, nice. Getting good lift and good height, good speed off the jumper. Should conjure up some decent distance.
Alexandra really puts her chest forward into the bottom of the ramp. Sometimes maybe a touch too soon, but really got a lot of float in this wind that I can promise you is more than any 11 miles per hour right now. As we watch Alexandra on her approach to the ramp, and you can see her really about right here push her chest right into it. As we see from the lipstick cam going down the lake. Nice opening jump for Alexandra. We'll have the distance momentarily.
All right, so distance coming through any moment now. Here it is. Coming up on your screen for Alexandra Danyashkaya, it's a 157. It's 47.8 meters, 47.8 meters.
So 2 jumps to go to get a little work. The leading score, as you can see right there, 164 by Miss Taran Grant. And
47.8 meters currently putting Alexandra Danyashkaya in 3rd place. That lead score from Taran Grant is a 164. That's what she's chasing right now. So she's looking for an additional 8 more feet.
It looks like this gusty wind may be making it a little difficult for these ladies to find their spot, and I can certainly relate. It's nice to have a headwind, but it's also hard to find your spot on the side of the boat when the wind's blowing gusting like this. So we'll see what Alexandra does here on jump 2.
Oh, better. A lot more speed, and the height was certainly there. See if she caught enough of that headwind to sail in for a bigger jump, bigger landing. Competed for the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe. Competed on that collegiate team.
As we watch her here, it looked like she might have been a touch later then, coming into the bottom of the jump. Might have been a little bit leaning on the left ski, but very nice extension off the top of the jump. Alexandra. So thanks to you guys out there in Webland for tuning in to the 2020 Malibu Open. If you just tuned in, it's a beautiful day here in Johns Island or Charleston, South Carolina. The wind is blowing straight down the lake, a headwind right out of the east. The Weather Channel says it's at 11 miles per hour. I believe it's a little better than that, certainly gusting more than that.
Jumping off the 1.65 meter ramp height at 5'6", and I believe that second jump was a 154 or 46.9. That's the metric distance that came through, and it equates to 154. Here we go. This is Alexandra Danyaskaya still chasing down that 164 and needs to do it off this jump.
Yeah.
Oh, good pull off the top of the jump.
I believe she's going to like that one better, Tony.
I think so. We'll see how long it is. I don't think it would have bridged the gap between herself and Taran Grant. Whoa.
So we'll watch as she sets herself up for jump number 3 here. Definitely down the lake a little more, skiing away from the boat there, getting herself ready for the turn. Balanced well over her skis, off the second wake, loading the right ski perfectly.
Yep, getting good extension off the jump.
Yeah.
Really flying in well for that distance. And the distance is about to come through, and I believe, from what I'm hearing, it is a distance that is enough to take the lead. Like I said before, blow me down with a feather. It's a 167, 167 feet or 50.9. So she now takes the lead and has a guaranteed second place spot because we have one more competitor to go. Last up off the dock, it is going to be Regina Jaquist.
And ironically, 167 for Alexandra is exactly what she jumped yesterday.
All right, consistent then, I would say.
Yeah, and the meter's probably a tenth of a meter more today. 50.8 to yesterday.
Yeah, 50.8 yesterday, 50.9 today. So marginally further.
So here
Take
we go.
anything you can get.
Here we go. Regina Jaquist on the water, your current world overall champion and record holder. Just finished winning the slalom event with, I believe, a full 2 buoys at 41 and a half off the rope, or 41 off the rope. And now she's got a pair of jump skis on. Had an unfortunate crash yesterday. Got a little close to the cattails down here and went into the water pretty fast. It was a scary crash, but it did not hurt Regina. And here she is again today. Top seed, women's jump, 2020 Malibu Open.
All right. 3 jumps. Staying well clear of those ball rushes today.
Yeah, I'd be a little gun shy too.
Okay, 3 jumps at her disposal. Needed a distance of more than 167 feet to take the title here in Charleston. Good drive and a good stout landing there for Regina Jaquist.
As we watch her setup here, when I watched the jump there, it looked like she was a little early and a little upper body crush on the ramp. Not getting the normal lift that Regina is accustomed to getting off the ramp. Looking good on her setup. I'm not used to having instant replay. This is great. The Water Ski Broadcasting Channel doing a phenomenal job of putting this tournament out to the world. And thank you guys for watching. Tuning in to the 2020 Malibu Open as we see Regina. Yeah, as her ski comes off the top left corner of that ramp, she was a little early. Still a very nice jump for Regina. Very powerful skier.
All right, then the jump distance is about to come through any moment now, when it will make for disappointing reading for Regina Jaquez. It's a 157, so she's going to have to do some work here to get this title under her belt. I mean, it's not going to be given to her.
Looking for 10 feet somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
If it was anyone else, I'd say that's big challenge, but we're talking about Regina Jaquez here, who is probably a well-seasoned competitor as anyone, and she will dial it in when it counts.
All right, let's have a look and see. Now set in that cut down just a little bit later off the 500. Look at her go. Off the turn.
Ooh, split on the ramp again.
Yeah, exactly. Took in a little bit more speed, but didn't quite have the control, and she may be forced to rely upon her third jump to win the title here at Trophy Lakes.
As Tony said, it looked like she did bring it down on the 600 a little bit farther to set herself a little later at the turn. But as we watch her approach the jump here, if they show it, we'll see her skis just split on the ramp. And when that happens, you don't go up as much as you can. You see the skis go out and the body go down, and you don't get the lift off the top that you can. So we'll see what that distance is. I don't think it's going to be enough to take the lead. It's going to be close, as the distance will be up shortly for Regina Jaquez. And there it is. It's not enough, so it's down to a one-jump tournament. The leading scorer, 167, is Taran Grant. Alexandra Daniskaya.
Yep, 167 to 165. So now looking for about 3 more feet here. It's the difference between the two of them. It's 0.5 of a meter separating Sasha Daniskaya and Regina Jaquez in terms of metric.
So Regina had a balk yesterday and a 173 and then crashed in the weeds. So she didn't have the practice set yesterday she might have wanted to get. So it's down to this jump, a one-jump tournament right here.
Oh, whoa! And tumbles out the front. Oh, wow. You don't see that often.
She's okay. Really split on the ramp, and she appears to be okay. Shook her up just a bit. But the boat back to her like a safety crew. As we watch here, you'll see her skis really split apart on the ramp, and then she leaned into it, and the headwind caught her in the air and pushed her a little further forward and just made that landing really tough.
So Regina Jaquez, not often that we see that from her, taking a big old tumble on her jump number 3, which means that she doesn't have a score, which means that 165 is second place to our winner, Sasha Daniskaya.
So she's in the air right there, really too far forward to land it, and she knew it. Oh.
Even my good friend from England, Will Asher, wins in that instant replay there showing. And he's a pretty good jumper as well from way back in the day. Jumped over 200 feet.
Regina is okay. She's in the boat there.
Yeah, so Regina Jaquez.
So congratulations are in order to Alexandra.
Okay, and the significant thing about this is, with 167 feet, it takes the win. Now, if we're thinking a little further ahead to who gets to qualify in the U.S. Masters for next year, the Masters Committee might view this tournament as one eligible for qualification, and they typically pick the winning skier in a respective event, such as women's jump. I mean, with the amount of events that have been around the world, which is almost non-existent, they'll to fill the field of jumpers, there would probably probably have to take the winner from this event, and the winner, Sasha Denyaskaya, could well end up at Callaway Gardens in May of next year.
By virtue of the win right here.
Yeah.
So,
but I'll tell you what, kudos to Regina Jaquist. She's had a pretty good weekend. I mean, she won the slalom. She's done sterling work in the background here to help make this event happen. So there we go. And Sasha Denyaskaya, your winner in the jump event, ahead of Regina Jaquist and ahead of Taran Grant. All right, folks.
So exciting women's event there, coming down to the last one for Regina. And like Tony said, you don't see her lose composure very much, but that could have been really bad off the top of the jump, and she got her skis back under her, but just unfortunately a little too far forward to land that one without rolling over the front of them. But that's better than if your skis are pointed down.
Yeah, indeed. She at least had the presence of mind to take that momentum and roll with it, and so to speak, you know. But there you go. It just happens sometimes, you know. All right, we're down to the men's jump semi-finals. Men's jump semi-finals coming up next here at the Malibu Open 2020. We'll return right after this.
It's not the size of your engine, it's the amount of torque you're cranking out that really matters. That was the driving factor behind Malibu's new line of direct injection engines. It's not about how fast you can run down the lake, that's horsepower. It's about getting out of the hole quickly and consistently with a boat full of ballast and friends. And that is all about torque curve. The Monsoon M5 and M6Di were tailored by Malibu for water sports. This means maximum power is delivered early in the torque curve to give you a boat that never bogs down. On top of that, Malibu's custom tailor gear ratios act as torque multipliers to deliver even more power. Since Malibu develops and builds its own engines, all of it's customized down to the prop for each and every one of our models. Whether you're going for another buoy or creating a swell that makes the ocean jealous, if you want to experience the next generation of Malibu power, contact your local dealer to get out on the water today.
All right, jump semifinals coming up next in continuing coverage of the 2020 Malibu Open. There is our running order for the Open men's jump. We've got Dorian Llewellyn to take to the water first, followed by Igor Morzoff, then Jack Chrisley, Pepe Miranda, Taylor Garcia, Rodrigo Miranda, Freddie Krueger, and Ryan Dodd. So those are our jumpers. Tell you what, there were plenty of frills and spills yesterday. And the conditions are very, very similar today.
Very similar, and the money's on the line today.
Yeah, they got to be on point today. They can't really afford to make too much in the way of errors. And
but we're happy to report Emil Ritter is okay within the realm of the severity of that crash. He's got a little a hairline fracture, I think, shoulder, and no hip damage. They were worried he might have had some hip damage, but
and concussion as well.
And a concussion, but in the big picture, that's probably pretty good. That was one of the worst jump crashes I have ever seen.
Yeah, indeed, and definitely avoided taking a leg injury, because I mean he came off the top of that jump, rolled onto his shoulder and his knee coming off the surface of the ramp, you know, and he rolled completely out of his jump skis. And fair play to Emil. He actually held onto that handle for quite a while to actually pull himself away from those twisting pieces of honeycomb fiberglass, you know, which, I mean, that could have been nasty. What also could have been nasty a little bit earlier on in this competition is Brooke Baldwin. Yeah. I mean, in the slalom event.
Did she put her hand through the handle?
No. There was a loop in that line that actually wrapped around her head.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I knew something happened down here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Ooh, so frills and spills are plenty here, and
Well, like you said yesterday, this jumping is a dangerous sport, but we mitigate the danger quite a bit. The long skis have certainly helped make jumping safer, and helmets and jumpsuit improvements. And on top of that, we have a very, very adequate safety team in place here. As we saw yesterday, they were on top of it when Emil crashed. It was less than probably 10 seconds before somebody was on him.
And I tell you what, the longer skis have made him safer, but by the same token, if you come off the jump and you've lost it and you lose that ski, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah. And that is good. As we said yesterday, a crash like Emil took, if you're carrying that kind of momentum and turning with your skis on your feet, it's a high likelihood that you're going to do some damage to a leg or a knee or an ankle.
All right then, folks. Thanks a lot for tuning in. My name is Tony Lightfoot. He is Tommy Newman. He comes to us out of Lake Pryor, just outside Cleveland in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That has held its fair share of record jump tournaments over the years, and Team Tennessee.
And Tony had told me that I'd forgotten all about. He came and announced a tournament there, the 1997 World University Trophy, and was our first record tournament we hosted there.
Oh, okay. And you've held plenty since then. Indeed.
But it's an honor to be up here with a announcer when we're talking about whether it's Belarus or France or wherever. He's been there. He's announced there and knows.
Well, I haven't been to Belarus. Oh. I haven't been, and I have no desire to go there at this time.
Yeah, I don't blame
with
you.
the whole political situation going on over there right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
All right, so
first men's jumper on the water, Dorian Llewellyn from Canada.
All right.
He could be representing Austria, Canada, or the United States, I think.
Yes, indeed. And he'll be jumping at the 6-foot ramp height now. There might have been a situation from yesterday where someone like Danilo Filchenko jumped at 1.65 meters. And he could have qualified through to the next round of the competition, but he didn't. He didn't have one of the top 8 jumps, and therefore we've got the ramp at 6 foot high, 1.8 meters, because each one of our 8 skiers jumped on that particular ramp height.
Unlike the U.S. Masters, we would have let them jump on the 5.5 if they qualified.
Yeah, indeed. We do have a little bit of flexibility in that respect. All right, here we go.
So Dorian Llewellyn on the water jumped a 63.7 meter jump yesterday, 2:09, I believe. So let's see what he puts together here. First jumper, men's final round, 2020 Malibu Open.
Oh, passing up on jump number 1. Only the second pass that we've seen today in our jumping event. The first pass that we saw was from Brittany Greenwood on her second jump of 3.
And on all probability, because of the wind, the headwind so strong, these guys are passing because they're too early rather than too late.
All right, so
we'll see if we can get a gauge on that. Dorian Llewellyn's cut to the ramp, looking really good, balanced on his skis, and I can't tell.
And I'm sure he's been drilled into the right and proper technique to make his way into the jump, and I've commented on several times over the years that, the one trait that a lot of Canadian skiers utilize coming into the jump is the fact that they maintain full contact with their skis going behind the boat all the way through to the jump. A lot of skiers use the first wake to actually gain a little bit of air and jump over that second wake and carry speed through. Of course, Freddie Krueger is the one skier that I have in mind that does that on a frequent basis. But with the likes of Dorian Llewellyn and Ryan Dodd, who we'll see later on, you'll see that they've trained themselves to actually maintain pressure on that line coming off the turn and going all the way through the jump.
Cutting right through the wakes instead of jumping over them. Malibu Open, powered by Malibu 2020. The 4th year in a row it's been here at Trophy Lakes in Charleston, South Carolina, as we watch Dorian Llewellyn setting up for jump number 2. He passed on jump 1, so let's see what he puts together on jump 2.
Alrighty, Roo, here we go. This is Dorian Llewellyn. Oh, nice launch. Oh, and he likes that. He likes the heck out of that jump.
Looked to me like he found some wind under those skis that time, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
He technically got up off of the jump very well. No split, no crush, just took his cut all the way through the ramp and down the lake. Dorian Llewellyn.
Just absolutely stomping that first jump. The distance should be coming through.
As he watches approach into the bottom, he's not too late. Really going up and up and up and getting air under his skis and pull down the lake. Very nice. We'll see the distance come up in just a minute. Second skier, or first skier off the dock in the group of 8 men's finalist jumpers. All these jumpers qualified to be in this round yesterday.
206.
So 206 feet on jump number 1 for Dorian Llewellyn, setting the mark in this men's jump final round. The wind is still steady, but I'm not feeling the gust that we were feeling earlier. Just a more steady wind. I would think probably between 10 and 15 miles per hour. All right, a 206 in the scorebooks for Dorian Llewellyn with 2 jumps to go. Let's see if he makes any, or with 1 jump to go, because he passed on jump 1. So this is the final jump for Dorian Llewellyn.
All right, from the information that I'm able to ascertain, that that first jump at 206 was with a fast time from the boat. So that jump at 206 is currently held in escrow right now, and
I like that, held in escrow.
And if he jumps more than 206 feet with this particular jump, then that obviously negates the distance on the second jump. So if he jumps less, then we could take him in for a possible re-jump on jump number 2.
So waiting on the distance for jump 2 as we see Dorian in the air, really just full extension, laying out over those Goodman jumpers. And
taking him down towards the end of the lake under the assumption that he jumped less than 206 feet on jump number 3.
So yeah, 198. So this is going to be a re-ride for jump 2, as I understand it, because of a fast boat time. And so right now the score he has is 198.
Yes, that is his score, his official score right now. Coming in, this is a re-jump on jump number 2. This is Dorian Llewellyn.
There's a good one.
Yeah, he unloaded with that one.
Yeah, I think he liked it. Tony. It really looked good off the top of the jump. I know that.
Now, whether that jump will actually be awarded the score.
He can only go 206, I think.
Exactly. The maximum.
210 feet there for Dorian Llewellyn, your opening jumper here in this jump event.
So we'll see how that gets scored.
Jump there for Dorian, setting the mark for
Really a nice jump. Up and up and up. Got all the lift. Connected with the jump well. Really, you can see the Malibu boat pulling him down the lake. That 6.2 liter, that was one more mean Malibu. I've jumped behind that boat myself, and it is all there is and then some. So, yeah, they did score him a 210 on that. So, with a fast jump time, I would imagine that was not a protected score. And so 210 for Dorian Llewellyn, up in his score from yesterday by 1 foot. And now we're going to have Igor Morzoff out and on the water.
All right, so yes, indeed, 2:10, 64.1 meters. He is our leader, our first competitor out, Dorian Llewellyn. And our defending jump champion from Russia, this is Igor Morzoff.
So nice job for Dorian Llewellyn, first jumper on the water to go out and best his qualifying score and set the mark for these guys. There's 8 of them.
And only 2 move through to the super head-to-head jump final, where each competitor will get 2 jumps to determine who is the winner and who finishes runner-up. And there we go. There's that format. Top 2 men advance through to the super final. 6 competitors remaining after Igor Morzoff.
So we'll see what Igor does here on jump number 1 on that Malibu Response TXI here at the 2020 Malibu Open.
Hui.
He was pretty late on that one. I was looking where he was cutting from, and he brought it down the lake some. Probably a touch too much, but you know, maybe not enough. Who knows? I can't see from this angle, but it looked like he was plenty late on that one. And when I say late, for you people that are not familiar with jumping, it's how long you can wait on the side of the boat before you cut to the ramp.
Trying to retain as much speed as you can from that final dramatic cut going into the jump, because speed and lift is distance. At least that's what they told me in physics.
That's what we're supposed to do. I learned how to jump the old-fashioned way, where you get as wide and late as you can get and S-turn out and go real fast and go real flat. But that's not the way it is now. They use the boat and the zero-off cruise control and let the boat do more work for you. So a pass on jump 1. He's down to a 2-jump tournament for Igor Morzoff. 210 feet, the mark to beat right now, set by Mr. Dorian Llewellyn.
And there you go, your previous winners there. Igor Morzoff, the defending champion. Then you have Freddy Krueger, the winner in 2008 and 2018 and 2017, and Ryan Dodd in 2016. So here we go. Igor Morzoff pass on jump number 1, giving him 2 remaining jumps.
So he's seen the jump. He's felt the wind coming around the buoy there. Maybe a tad later on this cut across the lake, but we'll see what Igor puts together for jump number 2.
Oh, nice.
Very nice jump. He was
on the
early,
good foot there,
but still maintained his direction, Tony, like you were talking about yesterday, skiing all the way through the ramp.
looking in good position. Oh, good lift there from
nice
Igor
form.
Morzoff. Looking at that from that perspective, but maybe sacrificing a little bit of his speed coming into the jump to make sure that he gets sufficient lift to send it down. It is 203 feet coming through on the score. 203 or 61.9 meters.
So once again, it's down to a one-jump tournament for Igor Morzoff. 210, the mark to beat. And Igor with a 203 scoring jump. I noticed a nice, unique thing about Igor. When he turns off the 6, he turns and immediately lifts his left ski and skis all the way through his countercut on one ski. That's amazing strength to be able to do that. that's for those of you that have never tried that, that takes a lot of strength. Here we go.
All flattened off before the jump, but I tell you what.
Oh, he had a lot of speed.
Good dose there. He likes that jump. That's got to be more than 203 feet. Of that, I'm certain. The question is it going to be more than 210 to take the lead?
So as we watch Igor Morzoff as he cuts to the ramp, he's a little later this time, really holding on to some pull, and maybe come up a little soon into the bottom of the jump, turning back to the jump in the air. Still a nice jump. I believe it's a little longer than jump 2 was. We'll see what the computer says here.
Yep, the computer distance coming through, and the distance is 63.2 meters, or 207 feet.
And that will put Igor into second place right now, behind Dorian Llewellyn. So we're moving to Great Britain, Tony. Jack Chrisley on the water.
Jack Chrisley still trying to recover fully after that disastrous set of jumps at the World Championships last season in Putrajaya, where he sustained a dislocated hip.
And that's not an easy one to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
But he's here. He's competing. He's bringing it back slowly.
All right, and he jumped 214 feet yesterday, or 65.1 meters. Originally out of Lincoln, but spending much of his time in Central Florida these days.
So 210 feet, the mark to beat, set by Mr. Dorian Llewellyn. First jumper off the dock. He's got to be feeling pretty good about that right now.
Here he comes, opening attempt. Drives all the way through and takes that headwind and sails in for a very, very secure landing indeed there. That's Jack Chrisley opening attempt.
So a nice opening jump for Jack. It looked like he had a ton of speed into the bottom of the jump. And as you could see with the way the boat pulled him down the lake off the top, as we watch Jack make his turn on the replay here. Skiing away from the boat, spray coming off his left ski, then changing to the right. And loading the right ski very hard into the bottom of the jump. Wow, look at the lift off the top. Jack Chrisley waiting on the distance.
Distance coming through in just a moment there for Jack Chrisley. I suspect this jump is going to be up there, although not quite the lead jump distance currently held by Dorian Llewellyn.
Oh, a tie, or it's going to go to meters.
Yes, it's going to go to meters. It is 210 feet, but Jack Chrisley jumped 64.0. Dorian Llewellyn jumped 64.1.
Oh, 1/10 of a meter. So here we go, Jack Chrisley coming in for jump number 2. Let's see what kind of adjustments he makes here. The wind is pretty steady right now, coming straight out of the east, or a headwind, and these guys can get a consistent setup without the gusty wind.
All right, let's see. Not with that one, I don't think.
I think he was a bit early on that jump. Had a nice cut to the ramp, but when he got there, he was way over on the left side of the ramp. We'll see as we watch this replay.
All right, so just trying to maintain his width on the boat. But he's been quite a consistent jumper in recent times.
So we'll see when he hits the jump. Yeah, he was off the top left
Yeah,
side a
just
bit.
Left a little bit back there on the ramp surface.
So if we go to meters, Dorian is ahead by a tenth of a meter.
All right, so jump distance coming through 2:09, and that is 63.6 meters, 63.6.4 of a meter shy of his jump distance, and Jack Chrisley himself is 0.1 of a meter shy of the lead distance currently held by Dorian Llewellyn. Both jumps 210 feet, but Dorian Llewellyn's jump is 64.1, Jack Chrisley's 64 meters even.
So here we go. He's going to try to best that right here. Jump number 3. Jack Chrisley from Great Britain.
Oh no! Oh, and he's completely out at the front.
Oh no!
Pushed in for more distance. Tried to get a little bit more more float at the end of the jump and pushed over the tips. Hopefully he's okay. Jack Chrisley, he's at the back of that towboat right now.
And he got off the jump good, Tony, and it looked like he just lost his right tip in the wind.
Yeah, exactly, and he just started cartwheeling him. And Johnny on the spot once again, the towboat, making sure that that it's at the scene as quickly as possible.
Looked like he's trying to get his sling off of him.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the breath knocked out of you can't breathe.
Exactly, that's a sign of an experienced crew when they know which parts to start removing. Because I from this perspective, and I know it's hard to tell, he probably doesn't have much in the way of a leg injury, but he's probably quite winded, and having that sling on doesn't exactly help you get a full lung full of air.
I've been there, done that. So let's watch as we see Jack come in here. Like I said, off the top of the jump, he looked pretty good, I thought.
All right, let's take a look at this and see where he is position-wise. This is going to be a telling image right here, off the top. And then he tried to press here and just lost his right and just rolled onto his back. And that might have saved his knees.
He kept one ski with him. That's going to be a...
And he had the presence of mind to take that ski off as soon as it was in the water, because he knew that the boat or someone or something would be on it on his or her way back. But let's have a look at this from the reverse angle. We're going to take this frame by frame and see where things started to go pear-shaped for him off the top of the jump. This is Jack Chrisley on his heels off the top of the jump, and as the boat got hold of him off the top, it rolled him into a cartwheel with the right ski going first, then the left, and then he rolled onto his back. That's the sign of an experienced jumper, someone who's been there before and knew how to.
He held the rope as long as he could and used it to roll him over.
But fair play to the man. He's on the back of that towboat. He is on his feet. And he says,
the okay,
give
son.
him the okay signal.
I
tell you what, oh my word.
He's done a leg inventory there, and hopefully it didn't re-injure his hip any.
And there, right from the camera, under the surface of the jump. And it didn't look too bad as he came off the surface, but it's just that as he tried to push that jump further, there was no air underneath his skis.
We're trained as jumpers to lean on them in the air and push all you can, and with that 6.2 Malibu screaming at you, you could just see the pull and the forward momentum just keep going.
It looks like we got Carl Lutz on the dock there. He's an orthopedic.
Yeah, Dr. Dar Lutz, and he's going to check Jack out there as he did Emil Ritter yesterday, and the tournament must go on, Tony, so they're going to simulate the pass.
And look at this, the orthopedic there.
Carrying his skis.
skis. Fair enough. I'm sure he's going to be checked out a little ways away from the dock.
We'll give a shout out to Dr. Lutz. Thank you for being on the spot here and helping out. Both of his children are jumpers as well.
And the jumpers are jumping for the jump ski version of this wonderful trophy here. Beautifully decorative ski from dsski.net. You can check them out. It makes for a wonderful, wonderful Christmas present.
Yeah, I've done that. I've got my daughter one of those.
Not for skiing on, though. They're just for decoration.
They look good. They do look good.
Mm-hmm.
DB Decorative Skis. One of our sponsors here.
Absolutely. All right, so as we continue on, I just want to give a big promo there to Masterline. We've got Felipe Miranda on the dock. Masterline are doing a special $15. No, actually 15% off your purchase of any items on their online store, masterlineusa.com. One of our sponsors of this event. Copy that promo code down, Malibu09/2020. Use that coupon code and you save 15% off any purchase at masterlineusa.com.
Go there and get some goodies. Masterline, a good sponsor to our sport. They were at the U.S. Nationals down in Zachary with a nice booth. We appreciate those guys for sticking with our sport. We need all the help we can get. Water skiing is a tough one to maintain, especially in these crazy times we're living in. Global pandemic. And we're lucky to have this tournament. But
all right, Pepe Miranda, who's certainly one of the great overall skiers of the world. Won his first world overall title in 2013. Came back in 2017 and replicated that win. And certainly one of Chile's most prominent sporting athletes out of all sports. Because, I mean, he's medaled for Team Chile in the Pan American Games. And for a lot of countries in Latin America, the Pan American Games is it.
It's the big show.
It is the big show. I mean, you compare that to the United States and maybe some other places. But Canada, Latin America, the Caribbean, places like the Dominican Republic, where you have Robert Pagozzi, who won the Pan American slalom title last year. I mean, he is like a national figure. And so, too, is Pepe Miranda.
So here we go. Felipe Miranda, jump number 1, Malibu Open 2020 jump finals. Beautiful opening jump, Tony.
Nice. And you don't want to be the person sitting on the dock going next after you see someone crashing. But by way of a response, that's a pretty good one.
That's it. You have to erase that and say, I'm here to ski. And that's what I'm going to do, and he did it. Went out, focused on the task at hand. It was a nice opening jump. We're waiting on the distance to come through as we watch Felipe setting up for jump 1. Just a phenomenal overall skier, but right now he's focusing on jump. Really nice turn to the ramp right there, right over the middle of his skis, loading up and into the bottom, right in the right spot, and up and away. Felipe Miranda, look at the lift.
Okay, so the jump distance, 211 feet, which I...
So there it is, coming on your screen. 211. I believe is going to take the lead.
That's just come through. It is the lead distance at 64.9 meters.
211, bumping Dorian Llewellyn to the second place spot.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And Felipe, 2 more jumps to go.
But he also knows that the competitors that come are well capable of exceeding that distance, and we only take 2 competitors through to the super final. Here he comes, jump number 2. Oh, unloads with that jump.
Another nice jump.
Yes, and he likes that one too.
So beautiful jumping for Felipe Miranda as he sets himself up for this jump, and we watch. Holy, I think that one's going to be a lot better.
Oh, yes, indeed. From what I'm hearing, that one is an absolute cork, and we'll take a look at our instant replay.
As we go through here, as he sets himself up, really loading up. Now right here is the big point. Into the bottom, up, and look at that extension off the top. Already over the skis, just getting pulled down the lake.
Oh, nicely done.
Waiting on the distance to come up.
So the distance coming through, it's a massive jump. It's 222
wow.
feet, 67.6 meters, 67.6 meters.
That's the longest
He is your
jump of
leader.
the tournament.
The longest jump of the tournament, period. I
Yeah,
mean, because the best jump from Ryan Dodd yesterday was 221. Wow.
So here we go. That's a message to the starting dock right there.
Hello, wakey, wakey.
Come and get it, boys. Oh, that's a lot of fun. As a competitor, though, I like it when you're on the starting dock and the jumpers are jumping good ahead of you. That just means it's out there for the taking. And Felipe Miranda showing them how to do it. Here we go, jump number 3. And he goes around that one. But he's going to take a 222-foot jump to the starting dock. And he's happy. Yeah, big smile there for Felipe.
Yeah, that's his best jump of the season, no doubt about it. And he's, I mean, no matter what happens between now and the end, I'm sure he'll be grateful for that distance. And I'm sure that the good folks in Chile, who are already commenting about that jump and shouting "Vamos Chile" in celebration of 222 feet.
So nice jumping for Felipe Miranda as we watch him take a balk there on jump number 3. A lot of times when you have that big jump on jump 2, the adrenaline level is up there, and you just come on in with the big one.
And I tell you what, we're getting a lot of fans from Chile. I'm looking at our comments right now. It's almost exclusively Spanish, and most of them from Chile. So thank you very much, fans, for tuning in. And I'm sure that Felipe Miranda has delivered for you in more ways than one. Okay, Taylor Garcia next, who jumped in the previous round 65.9 to make it through to this round of the competition. So Pepe Miranda, 67.6 meters. And we still got Rodrigo Miranda coming up, and he will be our next jumper after Taylor Garcia.
So on the water, going around the island, coming in for jump number 1, Taylor Garcia. Oh, no, excuse me. This is... Yeah, it is Taylor Garcia.
Yeah, Taylor Garcia. We just saw the jumps there from Pepe Miranda.
And Taylor from Winter Garden, Florida.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
His sister just competed in the slalom competition here, and now he's in the jump competition. So let's see what he puts together on jump 1. The mark has been set, 222.
Just taking a smooth edge out to the left around about the 600-foot cut buoy. Pushed himself out wide as far as he can, whilst trying to retain his water speed coming into the turn. There you go, over the skis, pushing hard. A little bit of a gust there, I would say.
So Taylor Garcia coming about the same spot, maybe backing it up. Some of the other skiers have come around that 700-foot green buoy down there. And Taylor cutting a little before that, maybe just... So it looks like a good opening jump for Taylor as we watch his setup. Up on top of his skis, on his toes, getting the skis around good. And off the top of the ramp and extending way down the lake. Taylor Garcia Very nice float out in front of that Malibu on the landing. Didn't put his landing gear down quite in time and bounced back on his back, but held on to that.
Oh, he was trying to push that jump, and no surprise, because the distance coming through is a distance of 64.7 meters, I believe. Now, I'm not too sure what that is in feet. But Taylor Garcia getting ready for jump number 2 right now.
And we'll see what he does. See if he brings it down any at the 700-foot buoy. Kind of get a gauge on what these jumpers are doing. And they all have a little bit of a different style cut off the counter. He did come down there later by about 7 or 8 feet, I believe, Tony.
All right, here we go. This is Taylor Garcia, his second attempt. Handle up a little bit high. Can he reposition himself? Oh, yes, he can. But did he lose a little bit of distance from that turn? I'm not too sure.
He really brought it down later and worked hard, but it looked to me like he had some upper body crush on the jump. Maybe gave up a little distance by not getting the lift off the top of the jump. But he had a lot more speed. He was later.
Okay, the better jump there, jump number 2, 217 feet, not quite far enough to take the lead from Felipe Miranda, but good second jump. Doing better than his first jump, it's 217 feet. So maybe it's up to him back in jump number 3.
As you can see on the replay there, he really dropped his chest down on the ramp a little bit, lost some lift. If he can put that same cut together with a stronger lift off the top of the jump, that's going to be a big one for Taylor Garcia with one jump to go.
All right, so 217 feet. Not quite as far as Felipe Miranda.
So Taylor
a
jumped.
step in the right direction, most certainly, with 66.1 meters. That is Taylor Garcia with 217 feet.
So that bested his jump of yesterday of 216 feet by 1 foot.
All right, there. Let's see where he can find 5 additional feet. Where does he look for that?
Looking for 5 feet.
Does he go for more speed? Does he go for more lift? Does he try and work more of the pull from the boat? Does he try to do more of it on his own? All questions that will be answered by jump number 3. Ooh, nice.
Really had a lot of cut going there, but he split on the ramp, Tony. As we'll watch the replay, his skis just split apart on the ramp, and you lose all your lift when that happens. You still have a lot of speed, but don't go up, and that sacrifices distance. As we'll watch Taylor Garcia set up here. So you watch him here. He set himself up nice. A nice cut to the ramp, really loading the right ski off the second wake. And right there just dropped his chest and skis split and didn't get the distance that he could have gotten out of that. But a good set for Taylor Garcia. Bested his jump of yesterday by 1 foot. So good set for Taylor Garcia.
All right then. Now this is Rodrigo Miranda about to take to the water. By the way, that last jump for Taylor Garcia, 211, that's 64.3 meters. And Rodrigo Miranda on the water. There's our top 2 as they stand, and we've got 3 competitors to go, including Rodrigo Miranda. So he could potentially set the bubble for the remaining 2 competitors to chase. That is under the assumption that he does take the lead at this point. Otherwise, it's another Miranda that's setting the bubble right now with 2:22.
So you think he might have went down there on the dock when Felipe came in and there's a little brotherly trash talk?
Oh, absolutely.
Always,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, now, go get you some of that.
Go get some. Get you some.
There you go. On the water, Rodrigo Miranda. We'll start getting some more comments from Chile. As the lead right now, 222 feet by his brother, Felipe Miranda.
Well, looks like we've got Goodman Skis chiming in as well, seeing some of their products out there on the water.
Ron Goodman up there in Bellingham, Washington. He is the innovator of the long jump ski. He gets credit for a lot of the...
Oh, look at that turn.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, stretching over the tips of his skis, just picking that one out the sky.
That is. He got up in that wind, Tony. The headwind is steady now at about 8 to 10 probably, gusting maybe to 12. And he got right up in it as we watch his setup here for Rodrigo Miranda. Wow. Very good opening jump. He didn't hold back. He didn't hold back on this one,
Absolutely.
Tony. He went after it on jump number 1, really burying it up on the turn there, getting a world of speed behind that Malibu Response 6.2-liter engine.
Getting up it.
Look
Well
at that.
over his skis. We're looking at the instant replay here, and
That's a
yes,
perfect.
indeed, Vamos Chile for all of you guys tuning in. We're going to get the distance any moment now for Rodrigo Miranda because this is a significant one. Rodrigo Miranda, 221 feet. The metric distance is 67.5 meters. For Felipe, it's 67.6.
Oh, man.
Miranda.
Oh.
Take a snapshot of that, you Chilean fans.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Jump number 2, Felipe Miranda. He wasn't holding back on jump 1. Let's see what he does here. See if he can grab another 1/10 of a meter.
Oh, look at this!
Another nice one.
Another one, almost jumping completely out of his skis there.
You can see these guys get in that wind, and it really takes them up, but it puts them back on their landing a little bit. They're all kind of bouncing in the back seat of their landing. But another nice jump for Rodrigo Miranda. So we'll watch his setup and approach to the ramp. Again, very good turn. Got his skis turned all the way around, really loading it in. Loading that right ski into the ramp. Might have been a tad early on that one. But watch right here when he lands. These guys are going back a little bit and bouncing.
And the jump distance coming through any moment now. The metrics certainly suggest that it's a little bit lower, actually a lot lower than his previous jump distance. And the feet and inches, it's 204. 204, it's 62.2. 62.2. He still has 221.
So
now, let's see what he can unload from with this third and last.
he's not going to hear the end of it at the Christmas dinner table if he comes up 1/10 of a meter short here.
All right, here we go.
Rodrigo Miranda, jump 3, 2020 Malibu Open jump finals. We're going to take 2 of these guys to the final head-to-head jump, but let's see what Rodrigo's
Here we go.
got.
Rodrigo Miranda, a little bit of gust of wind. Oh, no. Don't know what happened there, but he completely mistimed it. He passed up on that jump, which means 221 is the distance that's going to carry for him.
I don't know what happened there. I was watching, but a big gust of wind did blow up.
Yeah, indeed.
So he may have just gotten taken down the lake too far here. Let's see.
I don't know what happened. It just...
Yeah, he went way into no man's land there. And maybe not. Let's see what he does here. Right here, he's like, nope,
Nope.
not going to do that.
I don't know. I don't know whether he's carrying an injury or anything like that, or whether he realized that long turn wasn't going to take him to the jump, or whether he was being overly generous towards his brother.
I doubt that. I doubt that's it. I really doubt that's it. But it could be. He could be,
All right, so pass and jump number 3 for Rodrigo Miranda. So there you go. Miranda. And now that jump of Felipe Miranda, 222, 67.6 meters, is the bubble. Anything more than that will send either one of the remaining skiers on this list through to next round. There are only 2 skiers remaining, and we take the top 2 through to the head-to-head super jump final, where each of our competitors will have 2 jumps each to determine who comes out as champion. All right then, and who is next? I hear you cry. Yes, it is none other than Freddy the Nightmare Krueger.
Yes, indeed. I'd like to give a shout out to some guys back home in Tennessee, Cam and company, watching the webcast. Sending some text in here. We appreciate you guys being a part of this webcast, the Water Ski Broadcasting Company. Tony Lightfoot and company doing good all week long here.
All those Chilean ski fans, there's something else. When I suggested that they take a screenshot of the Miranda at the top left, guess what they did? They took one.
There you go. So on the water, number 2 seed jumper, Freddy Krueger, no stranger to jumping, arguably one of the best, if not the best men's jumper of all time. One of only 2 jumpers here today, or one of only 2 jumpers anywhere that have been over 250 feet. He and our number 1 seed jumper, Ryan Dodd, both been over that 250 mark. So 222, the mark to beat here. Freddy Krueger coming in on jump number 1. Now Freddy is consistent. He knows what to do, and no one gets lift like Freddy off the top of that ramp. We'll see what he does on jump number 1.
Sets, drives.
Oh, my.
That's it.
That's a message to the starting dock right there. Beautiful jump, Freddy Krueger.
Unloading with that one now. What's the distance going to be? I mean,
it was a beautiful jump, and it's in that range, but, I don't know if it's enough to take the lead away from Felipe Miranda as we watch Freddy really tall on his skis right there, free from the boat, coming around the corner. Loaded on the middle of the skis, jumping that wake as Tony was talking about, landing on the right ski, and just boom, off the top, floating down that lake. Oh, just hard to beat the form Freddy Krueger can put out there time after time after time. We'll give a shout out to those guys up in Decatur, Illinois, more than likely watching this from where Freddy started.
Yeah, and the pits facility.
Yeah.
People interested in tournament skiing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that that Fred and Rose Krueger are tuning in, as well as Julie and Laurie.
Yep.
His siblings.
A water skiing family, and now Freddie and Laurie's children both skiing, and carrying on the tradition. So we're waiting on a jump distance. I
yes,
haven't
indeed.
seen it come up.
It's 214 feet, or 65.3 meters.
So here we go, jump 2, Fred Krueger, the Nightmare.
Here he comes.
He's done it all on jump skis. He pitches the handle on that one. Down to a one-jump tournament for Fred.
All right, so he's put himself under a little bit of duress right now, but if one person can come through in the clutch, it's Freddie.
Exactly right. I remember back in the day of Sammy Duvall doing that every time, one jump and winning it, and Freddie carried on that tradition right after that. Just nerves of steel. So let's see what Freddie does here on this one. I don't know if he was a little late or didn't like his turn, but he decided not to take that jump. Probably a little late. This headwind is making it a little tricky for these skiers to get themselves in the right spot. As Freddie comes out of the turn right there and
little slow off the turn
through the wakes, and he knew right then it wasn't it. He's going back down the lake, setting himself up for jump number 3.
Now, Freddie is already a pro jump champion this season at Moomba in both the nighttime and the daytime.
So there you see it, 214. That won't get him into the next round for sure, for sure. So hit 222, the mark to beat.
So for those of you hardy souls there in Australia, you're tuning into us a little after 6 a.m. in the morning in Melbourne or in Sydney or in Brisbane. We thank you very much indeed, and we also thank those of you that are tuning in from the United Kingdom, across Europe. Thank you very much for your participation as we see Freddy Krueger come in for his third and last jump in order to make it through to the next round.
It's got to be better than 222.
Yes, indeed. More than 67.6 meters. Let's see what he's got. Yes!
I don't know.
Is it enough?
Is it enough? Only the computer knows. It looked big, but I don't know as we watch Freddie's setup here. I'd like to give a shout-out to the guys out on the West Coast checking in here. Dean Cherry and Company, thanks for watching. I don't know if they're in San Diego or Lake Tahoe or where, but thanks for watching, guys.
So, more Freddy Krueger with this jump. Still pushing it out there. This is still one of his better jumps in this competition.
Yeah, it is. It is. We're going to see what the distance
enough,
is.
Though? We're going to get the distance coming through very, very soon. The indication that I'm hearing so far as the metric distance is concerned for Freddy Krueger.
Oh, 219. Not going to be enough for Freddy on jump number 3. So a rare occasion that Freddy does not make the final 2, as we have one more competitor here. So right now it's a Miranda final. Wouldn't that be exciting for the Chilean fans?
Oh, yeah, they're going berserk right now. Just at the prospect of having just one of their competitors
but
through
I'll
to the
bet you
final.
this man on the starting dock here has got something to say about that. Mr. Ryan Dodd, current world record holder.
Well, I think they're probably picking up Waldo Miranda up off the floor right now.
Yeah. What a proud moment for a father to see that. And now we've got Ryan Dodd on the water. Canada. Ryan from Canada, living down in Florida now and training. He and his wife, Brienne. And a very powerful jumper as you watch his approach to the ramp. Nobody can load that rope up as tight and cut as late as Ryan Dodd. Just a beast of strength on the water behind that Malibu TXI. 6.2 liter, 400 foot-pounds of torque, 430 horsepower. All that coming at you while you're headed to that ramp.
All right, so under the assumption that Felipe Miranda has taken 1 and 2 spots through to the next round, who's coming up next? Who is next to drop? It's actually Freddy Krueger.
Right. It's because the top 2 are the Miranda brothers.
No. Actually, Rodrigo Miranda is the bump score now.
Right, 221, 222. So here we go, Ryan Dodd setting up for jump number 1. Top seed here in the Malibu Open 2020.
Here he comes. Oh no! Oh my word!
No.
Does a complete cartwheel over his skis.
Oh no!
He's stunned and dazed right now.
Oh.
Helmet off. Is he okay?
We'll get back to Ryan.
He's just trying to clear his airways and. Oh my word! He's swimming in towards the back platform. And is he indicating to said back platform and the people there whether he's going to jump again? He's crawling to the back, wincing a little bit in pain. But I tell you what, he had the presence of mind to completely roll forwards on that one.
Yeah, it's really looked like he just put his chest right into that ramp and his skis split a little bit. And unlike Jack Chrisley, he was pretty much rotating from the beginning. We'll see here as we watch this jump. Ryan Dodd, jump number 1.
Hannah was just up marginally, not really enough to... But
right
just
there.
Look, he just rolled over his right ski and he just complete... Oh, that's got to hurt your back. That was the earliest that someone went off the top of the jump.
So now we're going to see.
Unless we're talking about Emil Ritter from yesterday.
Oh. But Ryan looked like he was loaded good. He wasn't too late, I don't think. But
You'll be interested to see the view from underneath the ramp, because coming off the ramp in that bad of a shape that early. There we go, the lipstick camera. Boom. Didn't look too bad there. But here is the telling view. We're winding this one back. And there, just coming off the top of the jump.
Lost the right tip right away.
Just right,
rolling over
and
it.
just there. And he realized where he was. He continued to roll forwards and therefore avoiding taking a pretty nasty leg injury. But I tell you, Ryan Dodd, is that going to be it for him, or is he going to continue?
Well, we got.
He's got about 3 minutes to make that decision as soon as that boat hits the dock.
Once again, it looked like we might have Dr. Lutz down there on the dock.
Oh, he's been busy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you look.
Almost.
And with the ski coming off the ramp and going down that early off the jump, do you think he may have hit the bottom right-hand corner?
I don't know. It didn't look like he was that late, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Looks like that's it for Ryan Dodd.
All right. Wow. Well, this is something we didn't expect to have happen.
It may be. You could be right. He could have been right on the bottom corner, and the right ski might have
just
drug
generated enough drag.
Yeah, it looks like it pushed it over there. It might have been it, Tony.
Oh, wow. That was probably it. All right, so Ryan Dodd apparently is done, which means that
the Chileans get their wish.
Oh, my word.
We don't want to take any away from Ryan there, but that's what they wanted.
All right,
Miranda final.
Okay, so our super jump final will consist of Rodrigo Miranda versus Felipe Miranda. 2 jumps each.
Like I said before, this will make for interesting discussion at the Christmas dinner table.
You'll be making interesting discussion for dinner tables across the whole of Chile at this
exactly.
point. So, there you go.
Not the way we wanted to end it, with our top seed taking a crash, but that's the nature of jumping. And there's our sponsors up on the board, Good and Malibu, our title sponsor, Acme Propeller, DB Decorative Skis, Outer Armor, Babes Boat Cleaning Products, and D3 Skis.
Along with Eagle Wetsuits, Masterline, Radar Skis, and also Zero Off. We thank those sponsors very much indeed for their continued participation. All right then, folks, the next and last action of this Malibu Open 2020 will involve the men's super jump final. 2 jumps each to determine who takes the title and the top monetary prize. We'll be back with more in just a few moments. Sit tight.
It's not the size of your engine, it's the amount of torque you're cranking out that really matters. That was the driving factor behind Malibu's new line of direct injection engines. It's not about how fast you can run down the lake, that's horsepower. It's about getting out of the hole quickly and consistently with a boat full of ballast and friends. And that is all about torque curve. The Monsoon M5 and M6DI were tailored by Malibu for water sports. This means maximum power is delivered early in the torque curve to give you a boat that never bogs down. On top of that, Malibu's custom tailored gear ratios act as torque multipliers to deliver even more power. Since Malibu develops and builds its own engines, all of it's customized down to the prop for each and every one of our models. Whether you're going for another buoy or creating a swell that makes the ocean jealous, if you want to experience the next generation of Malibu power, Contact your local dealer to get out on the water today.
Right then, folks, continuing right along our super jump final. 2 jumps each for our top 2 competitors. Our first competitor out is Rodrigo Miranda. And then our second competitor is going to be Pepe Miranda.
What an exciting event we have here going to this 2-jump super final. Kind of like a head-to-head type deal with the slalom. And it's exciting to have 2 brothers in it, and 2 Chilean brothers that have been in the world of overall water skiing for years and years now, since kids, since juniors.
Now, I tell you what, this is definitely going to be a boon for Chilean water skiing. I mean, because typically when Rodrigo and Felipe travel, especially to tournaments like this, there's normally someone from a sports public relations firm that's with them, and I'm sure I'm sure he's going to run out of ink.
Plenty to write about. It's been exciting.
Exactly. And I mean, he's taking photos and all that kind of stuff. And sure, he's sending releases to every major newspaper or media outlet or publication or online resource in Chile right now. Because, I mean, Rodrigo and Felipe represent Team Chile, which is basically their designation for like the Chilean National Olympic Committee type deal. So,
and it's exciting. Both of them make the cut. Both of them now make the finals. So,
and here is the reason why one of those competitors has made it through to the final. This is Ryan Dodd. This is the first and last jump that he took. Did he hit the bottom right-hand corner? We're still wondering, and it doesn't look like...
We'll back it up and see.
I'm not sure. That ski did twist. It started to twist.
Yeah.
Like that. Now, if you stop it there, you wonder how much of that fin is still intact.
Yeah, it looked like it was all there, but it was hard to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those low-profile bullet aluminum jump fins are pretty hard to
Unlike
determine.
the plastic ones, they don't give when you hit the corner. They
Exactly.
pull your ski back. So here we go, Tony. This is going to be exciting.
Yes, indeed. And as I was saying with the Mirandas, they're the member of Team Chile, which is basically the marketing designation for the Chilean National Olympic Committee team. And even though water skiing is not an Olympic sport, these guys do compete at Olympic level competitions such as the Pan American Games, you know, and these guys between them both have medaled, and I mean they're national heroes in their native Chile.
And that's good. That's good that Chile sends the public relations and takes it serious and really promotes the sport of water skiing. That's very exciting for our sport and these guys. And the wind's picking up a bit here as Rodrigo Miranda rounds the island.
It didn't start too well for Chile in the early parts of this competition, but it's certainly coming.
This will make up for Emil.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Emil, for those of you that are wondering, did sustain a shoulder injury as part of his fall, and also took on a concussion, but for the most part, he's okay. Let's have a look and see what Rodrigo Miranda can do with the 2 jumps that he has in this super jump final. Oh, not getting everything off that jump. Let's see what he can do.
So we watch as Rodrigo's setting up here for this jump. He brought it down pretty far, just like in the preliminary round. He didn't back off on jump number 1, but in this one he only has 2 jumps. So he's really loaded up and late and squatting down hard right there, and maybe just a little crush on the ramp and slipping a little. Not quite getting the extension off the top that he did in the first round.
But very careful not to push any further than he did off the top of the jump. Otherwise, he could have been in a similar situation to at least a couple of our jumpers.
So last jump, only 2 jumps in this round. If I've got that right, is that correct, Tony?
Yeah, that's right. It's 213 feet off jump number 1. Still a respectable jump at 64.8 meters. 64.8 meters.
So he knows his brother's on the starting dock and can go a long way as well. So let's see what he does here.
Now,
see if he goes all out on this one.
Now I wonder if he'll be in a generous position to impart some information to his brother.
I'm going to say no on that one. So here we go. Jump number 2.
Here he
Rodrigo
comes.
Miranda.
Oh yeah! Oh, and lost a little bit of that jump, and knew about halfway into the arc off the ramp. I kind of suspect that jump is actually going to be less than 213. We'll get the distance in just a moment.
So here we go as we watch Rodrigo on jump number 2. Setting himself up, and once again cutting pretty late, almost rushing his turn just a little, pushing it into the bottom very late at the bottom corner and shaky off the top.
Yeah, exactly.
And really he just around.
Just lost the lift there off the wind. It looked like the wind just completely went out from underneath him. But I tell you what, he really does have presence of mind in the air to figure out,
pull back a little
bit, push forward a little bit more, who knows. So 213 feet. Actually, the second jump is longer than the first by 10 centimeters. It's 64.9 meters. And there is Pepe Miranda. I'm trying to see if he's looking around to find his brother or his brother's trying to...
Trash talk, maybe?
No. No, not between the Chileans. Certainly not.
He might be saying that wind's really bad out there. You better watch it.
Oh no, that would be the last thing you'd hear.
All right, here we go. Felipe Miranda going off the dock,
trying to psych himself up in the typical passionate Latin American Chilean style. It's been a while since Pepe Miranda has been on the water, having jumped 222 earlier on for 67.6 meters. So, do you think he would have just lost a bit of energy or lost a bit of adrenaline? I don't know. I'm sure that as you was watching every single jumper go by, it was probably like thinking, hang on a second, I might be in the finals here.
All right, here we go. So 213, the mark to beat.
All right then.
The wind's gusting up.
So this is a once in a lifetime.
Actually, it really is. Head-to-head final, 2 Miranda
pairing.
brothers, Chilean national water ski team.
Okay, so working against Rodrigo's best jump distance of 64.9 meters. For either of these two competitors, this would represent their first professional title win. Here we go. This is Felipe Miranda. Does he get it? Not quite. I don't think he got much off that ramp.
He missed the lift a little bit, so it's down to 1 jump, I believe, for Felipe Miranda as we watch him set himself up on a counter cut.
Now put your hands together for Felipe as he makes his... The louder you are for Felipe,
There it is. They're cheering him on down there. The crowd's charging him up as Felipe approaches this jump. We watch him go through the air, really getting some extension off, but not quite the combination of speed and lift that he could get. So we'll see. I don't know.
Distance coming through any moment now for Felipe Miranda. This jump distance is going to be quite telling. Here it is coming up. It's going to be 213.
What are the meters?
No, 210 actually. 210.
Oh, no, I thought they said 213. I was going to say, what's the meters, Tony?
I wonder what would happen if this next jump ended up being 64.9 meters.
I guess we'll have a one-jump runoff.
Mm-hmm. Let's have a look and see.
Here we go, down to this final jump of the tournament to determine the winner of the 2020 Malibu Open Jump Champion for the men.
Rodrigo is your lead jumper, but here comes his younger brother. This is Felipe Miranda, a very last jump in regulation. Here he comes. No, I don't think he got everything he wanted to. He shakes his head.
Oh, boy. I think you're right, Tony. I think he lost it on the ramp there. He made a nice cut. We'll see as we watch this instant replay.
So getting the distance coming through in just a few moments, but here comes Felipe Miranda, handle up a little high off the turn. That rocked him onto his heels, which meant that as soon as he hit the jump, he was already back.
Inside.
Getting the pull over the skis and coming in for the landing, but unfortunately, I don't think that distance is going to do it for him. There they are, Los Hermanos Miranda. And the distance coming through is to 2:11. It is 64.3 meters. Your winner is Rodrigo Miranda.
All right. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
A nice event there. Tough break for Jack Chrisley and Ryan Dodd.
And they're just trying to thank every single person that was involved in that effort there. Drivers, observers, boat judges, whomever.
All right.
All right, so that brings to a conclusion. And that's the first time I've seen him smile in about 5 years. All right. Yeah, there you go.
There you say that was his first pro event win?
Yeah, I do believe so. His first major pro event win here, the Malibu Open 2020. Rodrigo Miranda, your winner, ahead of Felipe Miranda in second place, and in third place is going to be Freddy Krueger. Oh, my word.
Don't see that very often either.
Also, much like what I mentioned with the women's jump competitors, because this is generally regarded as a major title tournament, Rodrigo Miranda may have just put himself into Masters selection contention come Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
But there you go. It's been an absolutely fantastic competition. My name is Tony Lightfoot. He is Mr. Tommy Newman out of Lake Pryor in Cleveland, Tennessee.
It's
yes, indeed.
Been an honor to work with you up here, Tony. A true lover of the sport, a true enthusiast, and he does a lot for our sport with the Water Ski Broadcasting Company all over the place and getting it done behind the scenes and helping promote our sport to the world. So thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. And thank you for lending your announcing and analytical skills to the jump event as we take a look at our sponsors. Good Acme Propellers, DB Decorative Skis, Outer Armor, Babes Boat Products, D3, Radar, Zero Off, Masterline, and Eagle. All right. We got prize giving coming up shortly. Stick around. The 2020 Malibu Open continues on with the prize giving right after this.
It's not the size of your engine, it's the amount of torque you're cranking out that really matters. That was the driving factor behind Malibu's new line of direct injection engines. It's not about how fast you can run down the lake, that's horsepower. It's about getting out of the hole quickly and consistently with a boat full of ballast and friends. And that is all about torque curve. The Monsoon M5 and M6DI were tailored by Malibu for water sports. This means maximum power is delivered early in the torque curve to give you a boat that never bogs down. On top of that, Malibu's custom tailor gear ratios act as torque multipliers to deliver even more power. Since Malibu develops and builds its own engines, all of it's customized down to the prop for each and every one of our models. Whether you're going for another buoy or creating a swell that makes the ocean jealous, if you want to experience the next generation of Malibu power, contact your local dealer to get out on the water today.